While Sarah's getting settled, I just wanted to welcome everybody. I'm Fran Caleo. I'm the Community Relations Manager here at Monona Terrace. And I just want to say thank you for taking this time out of your day. Health and wellness programming is one of the areas of programming that we are the proudest to share with the community, and I'm really glad to see people taking advantage of it. You will see a camera in the back of the room. That is not going to pan anywhere but to Sarah. I had a really heartfelt letter from a doctor at SSM Health who is sponsoring today as well. And they said that they really were in need of having meditation, that their doctors are just at capacity and they're just feeling like they really needed something. So our AV team, we reached out to them and they are live streaming this from our YouTube channel so that this group of doctors in particular, but then anybody else can participate online. So we're really excited to offer that. So if you can't make it to class, you can certainly tune in on YouTube, all right? Also, just a couple of notes about this particular session. So no class April 11 or May 9. And April 18th, we're trying a special time at 5 o'clock. So maybe folks who can't make it in the middle of the day, we're going to see if they can make it after work, all right? The summer schedule should be out in the next few weeks, and we're excited. We're going to be trying some new health and wellness programming on the rooftop, so watch out for that. I just want to give a huge thank you to Sarah for dedicating her time to present this program, and of course to SSM Health. And just thank you very much.
Hi everybody. Hi down there. All right, how's the volume?
Good.
Yeah? A little louder? Okay. A few people are saying a little louder. I can figure out how to do that. Not on this one. Is it on here? Yeah. Okay. Great. And do you mind pushing record as well? Thanks. Okay. So I'm Sarah. I think I've met most of you, but many, I do see some new faces too. So welcome. And I'm so glad you could come. So everything is optional. I always teach from the viewpoint that maybe you've never meditated before. Okay, so you don't have to know anything. You just come as you are. And so new technology today. And feel free to sit in chairs, feel free to bring cushions, and just because I'm sitting on a cushion today doesn't mean that cushions are better. Lay down if you need to, be comfortable. That's really the main thing. I'm not a certified yoga teacher, so we will not be doing any yoga, but we will be doing some mindful movement. And I would just really encourage you to trust your body, and please, please don't do anything that is out of your comfortable range of motion. It's not about the stretches, actually. The reason I do mindful movement is to help you get into your body and help you coordinate the breath with movement, because that can really help you sink into the moment. So if you are wanting to do mindful movement today, please stand up. And if you are wanting to do it seated, that's fine too. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm just going to have you close your eyes for a moment with your feet flat on the ground, whether you're sitting or standing. Did my mic go on? Okay, now it's on. Sorry about that. All right, so close your eyes. Allow your awareness to sink into your feet. And just notice what's going on in this organism today. Little mini self-check-in. Notice the layers on the surface. Maybe there's a jittery nervousness or excitement, or maybe there's another emotion on the surface. There's a sensory level of awareness, so what you're hearing, kinesthetic awareness, pressure on the feet. Maybe there's a smell, or maybe there's a taste in your mouth. Sight the backs of your eyelids, or if your eyes are open, then whatever you're seeing around you. And then sink back into the feet. Notice the overall sense of your body. Do you feel disconnected from your body? Does it feel kind of numb? Do you feel vibrant? Is there a tingling or movement in your body? Is there a pulsing? So none of these are right or wrong. I'm just encouraging you, inviting you to pay attention. And notice if there's something there that you don't like. If you're feeling a little nervous or unsure or self-doubting or something like that, notice if there's this like subtle, ooh, I don't want to feel that, or ooh, I'm going to push that away, or if there's a feeling of stress. Just notice the aversion if it's there. It's okay. You don't have to fix it. In fact, I would encourage you not to fix it. Then with your eyes still closed, if that's comfortable, just starting to shift from one foot to the other in terms of your weight. Just kind of swaying back and forth, bringing a little bit of stimuli to your feet. Checking in and noticing, can I feel my heartbeat right now? Maybe pausing the rocking and just, can you feel your heart beating? And if you can, what's the quality of it? Is it like a thumping, a pounding, or is it so subtle that you can't feel it right now? Not your pulse necessarily, just like, can you feel it beating in your chest? If you're anxious, you probably can. If you don't feel anything, that would probably be the norm right now. We haven't delved into subtler levels of consciousness yet. That's why I'm asking you this question now. It'll come up later in our meditation. Okay, so gently opening your eyes. And now we're going to combine breath with movement. I'm going to help you activate what's called your parasympathetic nervous system, okay? We're going to be doing a couple different breathing exercises. In yoga, it's called pranayama. It's the science of yoga. It's the technology that's thousands of years old that we can benefit from. So what you're going to do is we're going to breathe in a 1-2 fashion because that is very supportive of the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the calming part of your nervous system, okay? It's the rest and digest. Some of you may have heard of fight or flight. Have you heard of that? Seem familiar? Okay. Fight or flight is sympathetic nervous system. It's what you're going to use if you're running from a bear, okay? Or any life stressors. So most of us have in this culture especially, have way overactivated sympathetic nervous systems. Some, good, we need to run from bears if they're there, but we don't need to keep running from bears once they go away. So we need to learn how to support that opposing, balancing parasympathetic nervous system, okay? I won't usually talk so much. I just wanted to explain the science behind it the first time. So we actually, with breathing, we have this nerve called the vagus nerve that runs through our diaphragm, the big breathing muscle. We can actually activate the vagus nerve, which is the main nerve that carries the parasympathetic nervous system fibers. Okay? If you don't understand any of that, don't worry about it. You don't need to understand it. But there is good science behind this, and it's not a bunch of woo-woo, I guess what I'm saying. So, in any case, we're gonna help your parasympathetic rest and digest nervous system now. And we're gonna do that by breathing in a 1-to-2 ratio. So for example, you're gonna breathe in through your nose if it's not plugged today. You're gonna breathe in for about a count of 3 to 4. And then you're gonna breathe out, ideally through your nose, but if you need to do it through your mouth, it's okay, it's still gonna work. Out through the mouth or nose for a count of about 6 to 8, okay? I don't want you straining. That's not gonna help you at all, okay? So if 3 to 6 feels too much, too long, go to 2 to 4, 2 in, 4 out for the counts, okay? Is anybody confused about just the ratios? I know that's putting you on the spot to have you raise your hand if you're confused, but we won't mock you, I promise. Okay, looks like everybody understands. You can always ask me afterwards if there's any confusion too. All right, so let's just practice standing still and doing that first, and then we'll add the movement. So we're gonna breathe in, and I'll count it out for you, but don't go with me if it's a strain. So let's breathe out through the mouth entirely. And then in, 2, 3, 4, out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep going, but with your own comfortable ratio, whatever it is. It just needs to be about 1 to 2. That's all that really matters. Okay? Practice that for a couple breaths. If the out-breath is coming too fast, you may constrict the back of your throat. It's called ujjayi breathing, and it will help slow the breath down. Or you can purse your lips, so you can, or you constrict the back of your throat to slow that out-breath down. Okay. I think we're ready for the next step. So with your next in-breath, we're just going to allow the arms to rise while you're breathing in, about a count of 3 or 4. And with the out-breath, arms float down for a count of about 6 to 8. If you're comfortable with it, keeping your eyes closed can help you stay inwardly focused, because it's not important what I'm doing. It's important for you to feel your breath from the inside, feel your body from the inside. Your arms are getting tired, just allow them to rest at your sides and continue with the 1 to 2 breathing. After your next out-breath, the end of the out-breath when your hands are by your sides, just allow the arms to rest. Do another self-check-in. Noticing, is there a difference? If there's not, that's fine. We're just noticing. Is there a difference from the last time you did a check-in? What do you notice in your body? Does your body feel any more awake or vibrant? Any tingling? Again, none of these are right or wrong. Just noticing. Maybe there's unpleasant sensations. Noticing again, can I feel my heartbeat? As much as possible now, staying in this inwardly focused state as you make your way back to a seated position. So you're almost going to keep your eyes mostly closed or focused downward. We want to stay inward here. When we open our eyes, we can get pulled outward. Finding your seat, getting comfortable. Spine is straight, but not rigid. Almost as if there's a string at the crown of your head and it's just gently pulling upwards. Start to tune into your breathing. What I mean by that is just simply feeling the sensations of breathing. If that's too subtle for you right now, and it's hard to even pay attention to that, you can pair the words in and out when you're breathing in and when you're breathing out. We're going to do one more round of pranayama, of breathing exercises to just help you get even more settled than you already are, more grounded, more present in this moment. So in your own mind, I want you to count in for 3 or 4 and out for 6 to 8. We'll just do that for a couple of minutes. If you are feeling extremely anxious today or stressed, you can add in sort of an extra little parasympathetic booster, I call it. In between, when your lungs are full, you can hold your breath for a few seconds. So it would be breathing in for 3 or 4, holding the breath with full lungs for a few seconds, 3 or 4, and then out for 6 to 8. That breath hold just enhances the calming effect of this type of breathing. So you can add that in if you need to, and if you don't, if you're feeling relatively calm today, you can just do the 1-to-2 ratio. And then letting go of the counting, letting go of the breath control, and just allowing the breath to be however it is naturally. Might be deep for you today, it might be subtle. You don't have to force it. And then the mind might jump in with trying to force it, and then you can get into that. But if that's happening for you, just watch that too. Pick a spot to feel your breath. Notice today, is it easiest to be aware of the breathing at the tip of the nose, maybe the air as it passes by the back of the throat? Perhaps for you today, the lungs expanding and the chest stretching, maybe that sensation is easiest to pay attention to. Some of you may find that at the navel center, at the belly, when you breathe in, the belly will expand, and when you breathe out, the belly will soften, and the navel moves towards the back body. So just check in today. If you're not sure, just pick a spot. Pick a spot and rest your awareness in that spot in your body, and just watch and feel as the breath moves past that point in your body. The mind will wander, okay? One of the most important things to know when you're learning how to meditate is your mind's going to wander. I cannot emphasize enough, please do not stress about it. You'll stress about it anyway, but don't, okay? It's not a problem. Everybody thinks they're not doing it right. If their mind's wandering, it's not true. Your mind will wander. Mindfulness is when you see that your mind has wandered off the object of your awareness, off the breath or whatever it is, and you see it. So actually, it's something to celebrate. You could even get excited when you see that your mind has wandered, because it's not a problem. The mind is like a computer. Its job is to think. So we don't need to berate it for doing its job. We just, the less you can fight with it, the better. You can be having thoughts in the background, and then you just, what you do when you notice your mind has wandered is you just bring it back. So the next breath, you just refocus your awareness on the breathing. It's like doing biceps curls with your mind. Every repetition, every time the mind wanders and you bring it back, you are strengthening that neural pathway. You are strengthening that ability to focus, to center. Building neural pathways takes a long time, so be patient. Where is your awareness now? Maybe it's on the breath. Maybe you're caught in a story or a body sensation, or those aren't wrong. Those are not a problem. And you can just celebrate the fact that you noticed. You can do a little cheer in your own head. Then you can come back, because then you have a choice. And you'll get pulled away again and again and again and again. And each time, moment of mindfulness, you see it, then you can come back. If you're finding yourself drowsy or sleepy, you can open your eyes just a little bit. The light coming in will help you stay awake, and you can just allow your gaze to be soft on the floor. You can also put more energy into your posture if you're getting sleepy. Sitting up straight, that can help. But be careful about the critical mind. Okay? Notice if you are sleepy, is your mind berating you or yelling at you, and if that's happening, please just notice it. Notice how cruel we can be to ourselves and our own minds. And just see if you can soften your inner voice a little bit. Be a little bit kinder to yourself. It works far better when you're learning meditation or really anything. We don't learn well when we're being screamed at, so don't scream at yourself in your head. If you're struggling with a very chaotic or busy mind today, no problem. I'll just share with you a technique that I've been using lately. I have an extremely busy mind. Been meditating for a long time. I think about 20 years now, and I still have a really busy mind. I think some of us are just built that way. So it's not a problem. I've been starting to pretend that my mind is a toddler, and that when my little toddler is super worked up, and I relate that to my chaotic mind kind of wanting to run around. And it doesn't really work with toddlers, those of you who've been around them, to get in power struggles with them. Your mind is the same. Your mind will always find a way to win a power struggle, so better to not engage. And you can imagine that it's more like enticing the mind. It's like enticing the toddler. Like, oh, it's so nice just to sit in this hammock of the breath, this in and this out. You can come sit on my lap when you're ready. And, if you need to run around for a while, throw a tantrum, not a problem. So if your mind is throwing tantrums today or running around, you can just let it do that. Literally. Not a problem. Because the breath can be there too.
Your witness consciousness, that bigger part of you, that all-knowing, all-seeing part of you, it can have many things going on at the same time. The breath can be there and the mind can be running around doing its toddler thing. So if your mind is really busy today, see if that metaphor, see if seeing your own mind like a little child, you could see if that works for you or if that's helpful. And if not, let it go. Just one of many tools. Staying tuned into your breath. Notice now if you can feel any sensation from your heart beating. In meditation, what we are doing is we are going from the gross, the dense level of consciousness, the level of form, and we're going deeper and deeper and more subtle. So that's why I asked you in the beginning to pay attention to whether or not you could feel your heartbeat. It's not a problem if you can't now, but my guess is that many of you were able to notice the feeling of your heartbeat at some point during the meditation. And that is because you were able to tune into subtler and subtler levels of awareness. So if you can imagine, the more you meditate, the more consistently you do it, the more subtle and fine-tuned your consciousness, your awareness becomes. So all of these things are happening all the time. Your heart is beating, Your blood is moving. Energy is moving in your body, but we can't feel it most of the time. Yogis who've been meditating for decades and decades, they can feel those subtler planes of consciousness. And that's where insight happens as well. That's where truth, because you have all the truth in you of the universe. Now that sounds like a big, crazy idea, but all of the awareness and truth and insight is already inside of you. It's just we all live at this dense, gross plane most of the time because we have to go to work and make money. But that's one of the reasons meditation works. It's why we get insights when we're meditating. It's because you get to these more and more subtle planes of awareness and vibration. The paradox is that, we want these insights, we want these magical moments, we want these out-of-body experiences or whatever we have associated with meditation, but the paradox is that you have to let go of the trying. The striving to make something happen will keep you at that dense, gross plane of consciousness. So the only thing is to keep letting go. When you see yourself trying, like, oh, am I doing it right? Am I watching my breath hard enough? Let go a little bit. You're gripping too tightly. Sit back. Relax. But don't force relaxation. You can't force anything. It's about being with what's here right now. The beauty of meditation is that if you keep doing it, you will access more and more subtle planes of consciousness. You will have insights. You will become less reactive. You will know yourself better. It will happen. It's not a question of will it happen. It just takes time. It takes time to change those neural pathways. So if you were able to not feel your heartbeat in the beginning when you came in and you were all in your daily life, and then you could feel it at some point in the meditation, you can use that and see, wow, like even in this short amount of time, my level of consciousness got subtler. My level of awareness deepened. I tapped into that which I already am. That's the beauty of it. We already have all that we need inside of us. It's just a matter of letting go of the material world for a little while and going inward. And we can all access these things. I'm so grateful that you joined me today. I would invite you now, because I want you to be able to experience the feeling of sound vibration in your body, because you're all at more subtle states of consciousness right now. So try not to go outward yet, okay? Try to stay inward. And what I would encourage you to do is make the sound, and it sounds funny, but we're not doing it because of how it sounds. We're doing it because there are all these energy channels in your body, and they have this coming together point near the navel. The sound is going to help you feel the vibration in all those channels, okay? So we're going to breathe in together. We're all going to do it at the same time, so nobody's listening to you. I want you to tune into the navel center. I want you to feel the vibration of the sound in your body. It's not about the sound. It's about the vibration you feel in your body, and we'll do it about 6 times. Last time. Just feel your body right now. Slowly, slowly opening your eyes when you're ready. Soft gaze at the floor, just really letting yourself come back slowly. When we go deep, it can be a little disorienting sometimes. So maybe just move your body, maybe your fingers or your toes. Stretch if you want to. And just let yourself come back slowly to the room. And if you're going to be driving, some of you went really deep today, I would imagine. If you're going to be driving, be really careful. Like, walk around for a few minutes if you can. Okay? Lots of people get in car accidents after meditation. I also just wanted to mention that I think, is there still room in the April 15th retreat? Okay, I think so. So if you want to experience a day of meditation and movement and relaxation, it should be pretty fun. We've had one so far and it went well. So we'll have another one on April 15th and you can sign up on the website. On the website are a bunch of recordings. So if you want to listen between, the other resource I love to tell people about is this free meditation app called Insight Timer. So Insight, like I had an insight, and just Timer. It's free on your phone or your iPad or whatever, computer, and there's like 6,000 or 7,000 free guided meditations on there. And you can sign up. It's pretty easy. I'm technologically phobic, and I could still figure it out. So, and I am a teacher on there now. So I have just one meditation on there, but if you click the follow button, then anytime I come out with new meditations, it'll notify you. So thank you so much for coming. I bow to each one of you. May your brightest light shine today. Thanks for coming. Oh, and if you have any questions, please come up afterwards, and questions, hugs, feedback, whatever.